In the shadow of Britain's ancient monarchy, two brothers live out their lives under a relentless glare. Prince William and Prince Harry, born into a world where every breath is scrutinised, have grown up with the weight of a nation's expectations and the prying eyes of the world's media. Their story is one of splendour and scandal, duty and defiance, a dramatic saga of two royal brothers navigating the treacherous waters of fame, family and fortune. From the tragic death of their mother, Princess Diana, which catapulted them into the harsh spotlight of public scrutiny, to their separate paths that have drawn lines of tension and conflict, the lives of William and Harry have been a compelling spectacle. The cameras have captured their every triumph and tribulation, the grand weddings, the global tours, the battles with scandal, and the search for personal peace. In a world where headlines shape destinies, William and Harry's story is a potent reflection of modern royalty, a saga fraught with high-stakes drama, deep-seated family conflict, and the ever-present shadow of media manipulation. This is not just the story of two royal brothers. It's a chronicle of how the pressure of the spotlight and the pursuit of privacy intersect in the lives of those born to lead, yet forever haunted by the demands of the public eye. For generations, the media has played a crucial role in exposing the royals' lives to the public. This relationship is a complex set of dynamics revolving around a deal between the two systems. This unspoken deal, to put it simply, is something like this. The royals get to live in a palace and receive some taxpayer funding. In return, so long as they grant access and a steady supply of stories and pictures, they get favourable coverage. However, that deal only works if both parties stick to their side of the bargain. The relationship between the monarchy and the media has historically been mutually beneficial. For Buckingham Palace, the press has been a tool for communicating with its subjects, while the media has long used the monarchy to attract readers and viewers. Royal correspondents obtain their information through a variety of methods, balancing official sources with more informal networks. For many correspondents, they use the official sources directly from the press rooms of the palace. The royal family's press office regularly releases official statements, press releases, and briefings. These provide accurate and authorized information about the activities, engagements, and statements of the royal family. Over time, correspondents build relationships with palace staff, aides, and other insiders who can provide background information, context, and sometimes exclusive insights that are not publicly available. And it is these more informal briefings that often deliver information to the media that can tarnish the reputation of a member of the royal family. Prince William and Harry's relationship with the media stems from before they were born, rooted in their mother's treatment by the press.
Diana, have you ever used one?
Is there any possibility of any announcement of your marriage in the near future? Can you tell me? Can you tell me if there's any possibility?
I'm not going to say anything, afraid.
Right, but Prince Charles did give us a hint himself. He said we wouldn't have to wait too long.
Careful.
He said we wouldn't have to wait too long. Was he completely off beam? Was he?
Sorry.
Was he completely off beam when he said we wouldn't have to wait too long?
Princess Diana, the people's princess, captivated hearts across the globe with her grace, compassion, and beauty. But behind her dazzling public image lay a relentless, often ruthless media scrutiny that shadowed her every move. The media's obsession with Diana was both adoring and invasive, turning her life into a spectacle that blurred the lines between admiration and exploitation. From the moment Lady Diana Spencer stepped into the public eye, she captured the hearts of millions. As the future Princess of Wales, she embodied grace, charm, and a refreshing approach to royalty. Her fairy tale wedding to Prince Charles in 1981 was a global spectacle. The media couldn't get enough of Diana, the shy kindergarten teacher who became a princess over. But with the adoration came an insatiable hunger for more. The media's fascination with Diana quickly grew into an obsession, with every aspect of her life splashed across front pages and magazine covers. For the young princess, it was often too much, being thrust into the limelight to such a young age.
Well, Diana Spencer, as she was, is probably one of the most insecure people I'd ever met. And I think from her insecurities, and she was also a real mixture of being completely naive and yet worldly wise. So she was a barrel load of contradictions. I mean, Diana could be several people in one day. And I think one of the reasons that people are so fascinated with her still is that she was a different person with different people.
You must remember that the princess lived within the British royal family for 15 years. She knew exactly what went on within it. She knew how things were done. She was at times extraordinarily unhappy, and her husband did nothing. She felt very wretched much of the time, but at the same time she was a mother and she had to maintain a brave face for her children. She didn't want them too affected by her evident distress.
Diana's efforts to shield them from the intrusive lenses of the paparazzi were well documented, revealing her protective nature as tension grew with the press. In their early years, the media's fascination with their mother, Princess Diana, meant that William and Harry were constantly in the spotlight. The tragic death of Princess Diana in 1997, chased by paparazzi in Paris, marked a turning point. The traumatic event left an indelible mark on the young princes and significantly influenced their perception of the media. At just 12 and 15 years old, William and Harry's grief was broadcast to the world, and the media's role in their mother's tragic accident cast a long shadow over their relationship with the press.
There is no doubt that she was looking for a new direction in her life at this time. She talked endlessly of getting away from England, mainly because of the treatment that she received at the hands of the newspapers. I don't think she ever understood why her genuinely good intentions were sneered at by the media, why there appeared to be a permanent quest on their behalf to bring her down. It is baffling. My own and only explanation is that genuine goodness is threatening to those at the opposite end of the moral spectrum. It is a point to remember that of all the ironies about Diana, perhaps the greatest was this: a girl given the name of the ancient goddess of hunting was, in the end, the most hunted person of the modern age. She would want us today to pledge ourselves to protecting her beloved boys, William and Harry, from a similar fate. And I do this here, Diana, on your behalf. We will not allow them to suffer the anguish that used regularly to drive you to tearful despair. And beyond that, on behalf of your mother and sisters, I pledge that we, your blood family, will do all we can to continue the imaginative and loving way in which you are steering these two exceptional young men, so that their souls are not simply immersed by duty and tradition, but can sing openly as you planned.
As they grew older, both William and Harry found some initial respite from the media during their school years and military service. Although never completely out of the public eye, these periods allowed them a semblance of normalcy. During these years, the media narratives around them began to diverge. William was often portrayed as the dutiful heir, while Harry was cast as the rebellious spare. As William grew older, the media attention would become more invasive. His education at Eton College, gap year adventures, and time at the University of St Andrews were all under the careful watch of the media, yet still at a respectful distance. And it would be at university that he would meet his future wife, Kate Middleton. One thing that most definitely helped William and Kate's relationship to blossom naturally was the decision made by the British tabloids, perhaps as a result of Diana's tragic death, to give William more privacy than usual during his further education, and give him as near a normal life as possible during that vital part of his life.
They would spend time walking in the park, not fearing a photographer in a hedge. And while pictures were taken, newspapers agreed under this special agreement that was made after Diana's death not to actually publish those pictures. So there was no market. You cannot underestimate how important that has been in their relationship.
The couple's decision to delay their engagement until 2010 allowed them some privacy to develop their relationship away from the public eye. For Prince Harry, more often than not, negative media scrutiny would become commonplace. His use of cannabis and his 2005 Nazi uniform scandal, objectively a terrible decision by the prince, sparked outrage and criticism, demonstrating the media's readiness to exploit every misstep.
Harry is a party creature. He always will be. So obviously he's going to get caught out.
Today's papers all carry headlines about his drug-taking and underage drinking sessions. The paper which broke the story says the young prince smoked the drug on several occasions at private parties with friends.
Yeah, in January 2005, I ran a story about Prince Harry, a picture that we got of Prince Harry going to a party, actually with William, and he was wearing a Nazi outfit. It created a huge stink. William's reaction to the Nazi story, when he had a chance to bend my ear about it, was very sweet, and it was a sort of the way I'd like my big brother to stick up for me if I'd been put in the papers and obviously something I'd done had upset people.
As a teenager, Harry's struggles were often sensationalized. His youthful indiscretions and rebellious behavior were headline news, painting a picture of the wild child prince. The relentless media scrutiny took a toll, impacting his personal life and mental well-being.
Harry learnt a lot in that small period of time, and I don't think at that stage in his life anybody could have said anything to him that he would have taken notice of.
Despite the negative press, Harry's military service marked a turning point. Serving in the British Army, including tours in Afghanistan, Harry earned respect and recognition for his service.
There's a long tradition of senior members of the royal family going into the armed forces, because after all, the monarch is head of the armed forces. And it's a useful place, really, for them to be.
From the outset, the media portrayed Prince Harry as a dedicated and brave soldier, willing to serve on the front lines. His deployment to Afghanistan in 2007-2008 was a defining moment. This wasn't just a ceremonial role. Harry was deeply committed to his duties, engaging directly in combat situations. The press lauded his courage and dedication. However, Harry's military service was not without challenges. Significant security risks were associated with his deployments. His presence in active combat zones raised concerns about his safety and the potential danger to his comrades due to his high-profile status. there were instances where media coverage led to operational security issues. In 2008, his deployment in Afghanistan had to be cut short after a media leak revealed his location, heightening the risk of targeted attacks.
And I was surprised, I think like a lot of other people, that he was able to be in active service in Afghanistan, which, to his credit, he was allowed to do, but under, specific, special circumstances. I mean, the Taliban and so at that time, everyone knew that Harry was in Afghanistan. And I think he was very fortunate to be able to do 2 tours of service.
But it was good to have him down. I think, as you spoke to some of my guys earlier, they're extremely proud. I mean, we're serving Queen and country, and he's a living, breathing member of the royal family, stood right next to us and fighting on the front line. I mean, that makes me proud, and I hope that it makes people back home proud to know that members of their royal family are out fighting for the country that they're from.
The ugly noise of battle crackles over a bloody sunset. Prince Harry's in his element.
As they grew older, William and Harry's paths began to diverge. William, destined to be king, took on a more traditional role within the royal family. His relationship with the media became one of necessity and careful management. Tens of millions tuned in to watch the marriage of Prince William and Kate Middleton, highlighting the power the media were playing in portraying their lives across the world. Together, they have cultivated an image of stability and duty, often working with the press to highlight charitable causes and royal duties. Meanwhile, Harry's journey took a different turn.
I think the time when that bond started to fracture a bit was when Harry probably came out of the army and started going into royal work.
And I think he accepted that. He knew that, and he knew that to being able to perform 2 tours of duty was perhaps more than he even anticipated. And then that sort of effectively landed him in an office job in the Ministry of Defence, which would not have been to his liking. And so that was the end of his military career. And I think at that point, he acknowledged, like his brother, that he was cut out from royal duties.
The space was quite small within their charitable world for the 2 brothers together. And I think Harry slightly railed at the hierarchy. Here was his brother, his mate, but who was slightly pulling rank at times.
And, was part of this new machinery, this new royal machinery of modernising the royal family. And, I think there were great hopes for Harry, to be honest. And, he was certainly probably the most popular member of the royal family at that particular time.
His relationship with American actress Meghan Markle brought a fresh wave of media scrutiny, characterised by intense interest and at times overtly critical and racially charged commentary.
I think Meghan had quite a difficult initial period after their relationship was confirmed, and we know this because Harry issued a statement defending her and sort of warning people off. She described it as disheartening and discriminatory, but Harry himself mentioned sort of racial undertones, which is pretty upsetting for anyone concerned. And I think, it is a difficult situation when you're thrust into the glare of media interest. The royal family garner a huge amount of attention, and we know that they're not necessarily delighted by it, but they work closely with the media to get their messages across. But I think nothing prepared Harry and Meghan for the wave of interest that followed the announcement of their relationship.
Harry and Meghan's 2018 wedding was a joyous occasion, yet it also marked the beginning of a tumultuous relationship with the press. The intense and often negative coverage led to a very public rift with the royal family and the media.
There is no doubt that when anybody marries into the royal family, the media immediately start looking into the background and the family of that person. I mean, with Meghan, it was quite easy because she'd been very public on social media and on the internet. She'd spoken about her biracial background, the fact that her ancestors were slaves. She'd spoken extensively about her charity work as well. So we had a really quite somebody who believed in speaking out about her mixed race background. And I think that all of this actually was positive, in my opinion, because it gave the media a platform which they could base their stories.
Meghan's every move was analysed and criticised. Her fashion choices, her gestures, and even her relationships within the royal family were dissected. The press was unforgiving, often portraying her in a negative light. Accusations of breaking royal protocol, reports of alleged rifts with other royal members, and constant comparisons to Kate Middleton were common themes. The media narrative often painted Meghan as an outsider who struggled to fit into the royal mould. Adding to the scrutiny was the strained relationship with her father, Thomas Markle. In the weeks leading up to the wedding, Thomas became a central figure in the media's coverage, creating a tabloid sensation. His staged paparazzi photos and subsequent absence from the wedding due to health issues became headline news. His public interviews, where he expressed his disappointment and revealed private conversations, only intensified the media frenzy. For Harry, the relentless media pressure on his wife was only too similar to the pressures faced by his mother 2 decades before, and he was willing to do anything to save the woman he now loved from the threat she now faced.
Prince Harry's relationship with the media went bad and has got progressively worse ever since his mother died. He believes deeply and profoundly that the media contributed to his mother's untimely death. So ever since her death, he has tried to find an accommodation, and that accommodation has been his acceptance that the intense interest in him could be used by him to throw focus on issues that he is passionate about. I think the relationship has got worse and worse, not least because of his relationship and now his marriage to Meghan Markle. I think ever since he set eyes on Meghan and fell in love with Meghan, he feared the day when he might lose her.
In 2020, Harry and Meghan made the unprecedented decision to step back from their royal duties, seeking a life away from the constant glare of the media. They relocated to the United States, where they aimed to carve out a new path, free from the constraints of royal protocol and the scrutiny that came with it. The relentless press coverage, including invasive articles about Meghan's estranged family and baseless claims about her behaviour, led to public and personal strain. The 2019 documentary Harry and Meghan, An African Journey, where they openly discussed their struggles with media intrusion, exposed the profound impact this scrutiny had on their well-being, and with Harry's own relationship with his brother, which had undoubtedly soured with the help from media intrusion.
There's been a lot of talk in the press about rifts with your brother. How much of that is true?
Part of this role and part of this job and this family being under the pressure that it's under, inevitably, stuff happens. But look, we're brothers, but I will always be there for him, and as I know he'll always be there for me. We don't see each other as much as we used to because we're so busy. But I love him dearly, and the majority of the stuff is created out of nothing.
Since their departure, Harry and Meghan have pursued their own media ventures. including high-profile interviews and content production deals. The couple's deal with Netflix and Spotify, announced in 2020, aimed to produce content that aligned with their values. Yet, their ventures into public life and media continued to be followed closely, with stories about their new projects and public appearances making headlines. The media scrutiny reached new heights with the 2021 Oprah Winfrey interview. The highly anticipated broadcast, featuring Harry and Meghan candidly discussing their experiences within the royal family and the challenges they faced, was a global event. The couple revealed deeply personal struggles, including their mental health issues and concerns about racial biases within the royal institution.
And our royal editor Chris Shipp joins me now. I think everyone who saw this has been shocked, surprised, amazed, really. How damaging is it for the royal family, do you think?
Well, look, where to begin? I think there are some specific things to address here and some more general ones. On the specifics, I think there is now an allegation of racism hanging over a member or members of the royal family. We don't know who, as we said earlier, not the Queen, not the Duke of Edinburgh, but beyond that, we don't know who. Harry and Meghan wouldn't say. And nor do we know the context in which this remark was made. But we do know, from what we've heard, that both Harry, when he heard it, and Meghan, when it was passed on, took offence to it, and therefore that is an issue for them. And also, I think there's slightly wider questions for us as society. Harry said that he left in part because of racism in the UK. What does that mean for us? Do we need to look at ourselves a bit more? And I think then on the general point for Buckingham Palace, why is it that Meghan was unable to sort of fit in? Why couldn't she get the help she needed when she desperately needed it? Although I should also point out, last week there was that bullying complaint revealed against Meghan that the Human Resources Department had to look into as well. So there's a lot there.
The interview not only shocked the public, but also ignited intense debates about the royal family's dynamics and media ethics.
It was a terrible interview which really did huge damage to the monarchy, to Britain as a whole, because Meghan talked about the country really being racist, and did huge damage to his relationship with his father and with William. Harry also accused his father of cutting him off financially, which we now know actually wasn't true. We now know several things that were said in that interview were not true.
Sir, have you spoken to your brother since the interview?
No, I haven't spoken to him yet, but I will do.
And can you just let me know, is the royal family a racist family, sir?
No, we're very much not a racist family.
In contrast, Prince William has maintained a more traditional relationship with the media. As a future king, he understands the importance of public perception and has worked within the established royal framework to manage media relations.
Doing a job like this is worthwhile, valuable, and to me, there's an element of duty about it.
William's focus on his royal duties and charitable initiatives has helped him garner positive coverage. The media's portrayal of William and Catherine's family life also reflected a calculated approach. For example, the couple's decision to keep their children, George, Charlotte and Louis, largely out of the media spotlight was a deliberate choice to protect their privacy. Despite occasional family photos and official portraits released to the public, the press has generally respected this boundary, reflecting William's careful management of his family's media exposure. William's ability to keep the media on his side has made him a popular figure amongst the public.
I think he's done so much in such a short time, and he has such respect from people that I don't think people will compare him to his father. I think his father's position of Prince of Wales was unique, and William's position of Prince of Wales is very much William and Catherine together. They are very much a unit, so it's a different sort of force, if you like.
William and Kate, I think, have their own idea of what they want to do, and I think, you see these two people moving forward and taking the monarchy forward. Modernisation is a very hard word to use in the context of the royal family because The royal family is built on history and tradition and protocol, but actually in William and Kate, you see a future king and queen who are driving it forward and taking it on to the next step.
I think he's mindful of history and won't do anything extraordinary, but I think he's also very much more a man of the modern age and of the people than any previous monarchs.
I think when William becomes king, you know, God willing that he does become king, he will be very much more modern, and I think he'll be much more the people's king.
However, William's relationship with the press has not been without its challenges. One notable instance of media tension involved the fallout from the 1995 BBC interview with Princess Diana conducted by Martin Bashir.
Why do they see you as a threat?
I think every strong woman in history has had to walk down a similar path, and I think it's the strength that causes the confusion and the fear. Why is she strong? Where does she get it from? Where is she taking it? Where is she going to use it? Why do the public still support her? When I say public, you go in and do an engagement and there's a great many people there.
In May 2021, William publicly addressed the impact of this interview, which had been conducted under false pretenses and used misleading documents.
I would like to thank Lord Dyson and his team for the report. It is my view that the deceitful way the interview was obtained substantially influenced what my mother said. The interview was a major contribution to making my parents' relationship worse and has since hurt countless others. It brings indescribable sadness to know that the BBC's failures contributed significantly to her fear, paranoia, and isolation that I remember from those final years with her.
William and Harry's differing approaches to the media have also influenced their personal relationships. Despite these differences, the brothers have made efforts to present a united front during significant family events. Their shared commitment to honouring their mother's legacy and their mutual advocacy for mental health remain common grounds.
All smiles, they would have known the world was watching, but this felt like a genuine reunion. Two sons who have had their troubles, coming together with Princess Diana's brother and sisters to remember their mother. Sharing a joke and the duty of unveiling the statue, a lasting tribute how Diana used her spotlight to shine a light on others.
Paul, the princess, was a very public figure and in many respects an icon, but she was somebody's mother. So I paid the greatest heed to both princes and what they had to say.
In 2017, when they commissioned the statue, they could not have seemed closer, and nobody expected the very public rift that would follow. At Prince Philip's funeral, they at least were seen talking. Today, many will hope another step forward.
I think it'll take quite a lot of work for the relationship to be restored to what it was. But I think that, you know, baby steps.
Buckingham Palace has announced the death of Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch in British history.
The Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon. The King and the Queen Consort will remain at Balmoral this evening and will return to London tomorrow.
The dynamics within the royal family shifted dramatically with the death of Queen Elizabeth II on September the 8th, 2022. Her passing marked the end of an era, and the media's focus turned intensely to the royal family's response to the loss. The funeral and subsequent events highlighted the tensions between the brothers, with William and Harry's interactions under close scrutiny. Their respective roles in the royal mourning period and the media's portrayal of their relationship became a focal point, reflecting both the personal and public complexities they faced.
I very much get the feeling that Harry was felt that he was very much on the edge of the family, which of course he was. He wasn't allowed to wear his military uniform apart from when he was doing Vigil of Princes. I think he felt very pushed about because it showed on his face. He looked so unhappy and uncomfortable. So I think that it was a very difficult time for Harry. I think that the William and Harry standoff is very much still there, and I can't actually see it mending.
In January 2023, Harry's memoir, Spare, was released, offering an unprecedented and deeply personal look into his life. The book detailed his experiences growing up in the royal family, his struggles with the media, and his tumultuous relationship with his brother William. Spare provided raw insights into the pressures of royal life and the impact of media scrutiny on his mental health. The memoir, which became a global bestseller, further fueled public and media interest, highlighting Harry's ongoing conflict with the press and the royal family. Whilst the book was a cathartic release for Harry, it added fuel to the fire of the rift that had formed between him and his family, and was ultimately a jackpot for the media.
The Faustian pact that was drawn up between the royal family, the monarchy and the press many, many years ago, I suspect, has sort of come into the 21st century finally, and Harry's been the one to sort of pull the lever and say enough.
There's been parts of it shared that shocked, surprised me, because there's things that he's talked about that royals just don't talk about. I can expect it of a celebrity, I can expect it maybe even of a politician, but when it comes to royals, there's certain things and certain parts of bodies and things they don't talk about, and he's been talking about it. So it's a very frank, I suppose, and you know, he wants people to understand what makes him tick, I think is the easiest way to explain it. Which is great, you know, if that's what he wants to do, but I just don't understand why he wants to give people so much information. But I don't really understand, and I keep saying, I wonder what the end game is, and what I mean by that is, I wonder what he wants to achieve from it, because, you know, if we're going to be realistic, over the centuries, monarchies have never always been perfect, and there's been issues, and things have gone wrong, or they've done things wrong, or whatever, and sometimes you get people that try to fight against them, including family, and it never ends well.
Confidently sold at half price already. I think it's terrible for him to reveal his difficulties and unhappiness in public like this. I mean, maybe he thinks it helps him, but I can't see how.
I think if he were truly committed to serving other people, he wouldn't be serving his interests as he is.
Whilst the book was controversial, it offered a rare glimpse into the challenges and experiences that had shaped Prince Harry. It was also a powerful response to years of media scrutiny and misinformation. Beyond telling his story, Prince Harry's decision to write Spare was also a part of his broader fight against the tabloid media. Over the years, Harry has launched several legal battles against the press, challenging the unethical practices that have invaded his privacy and caused harm.
All it takes is one lone actor, one person who reads this stuff to act on what they have read. And whether it's a knife or acid, whatever it is, and these are things that are a genuine concern for me. It's one of the reasons why I won't bring my wife back to this country.
Prince Harry has taken a strong stand against the tabloid media, pursuing legal action for phone hacking, invasion of privacy, and defamation. The Duke alleges he was targeted by journalists and private investigators working for the papers, including allegations of phone hacking, voicemail interception, and other unlawful activity. His legal battles with the Daily Mail, The Sun and the Mirror, to name a few, have come with mixed results for Harry. And whilst he may not have won all of his cases, they have all highlighted significant issues within the media industry, their relationship with the royal family, and the need for greater accountability.
You said in court documents that the Queen
your granny, as you call her, supported your claim, what do you think she would think of what you're doing now?
I think she's very much up there going, see this through to the end, without question.
More recently, for Prince William and Kate Middleton, the media's uncomfortable glare has firmly fallen on them. Whilst the heir to the throne and the Princess of Wales have had a somewhat positive relationship with the press for most of their lives, they faced a tumultuous year in 2024. Kate Middleton has long been admired for her poise, dedication to royal duties, and her charitable work. However, even she is not immune to the relentless scrutiny of the media. Recently, following a medical procedure, Kate found herself at the centre of a media storm, highlighting the invasive nature of tabloid journalism. The Prince and Princess of Wales were coy about the nature of the surgery, which led to more intense scrutiny by the press, who, for the first time, didn't have an all-access pass to their lives. As she spent more time away from the public eye, rumours spread about where she was, and the tabloids fed into them, with stories and headlines fanning the flames of the online rumour mill. Following the release of a Mother's Day photograph that was identified as being photoshopped by Kate herself, the media were beginning to turn on the once favourable couple. It had undoubtedly been released to calm the media storm down, but following the confirmation it had been photoshopped, the media felt like the couple were now lying to them about Kate's true well-being and whereabouts.
They've misled the public by putting an image out there that was manipulated, and it's going to fuel a whole load of speculation and conspiracy about Kate and her health.
The Princess of Wales's decision to reveal the nature of her surgery due to cancer settled the tabloids down. With the truth now out, she could return to recovering without the eyes of the world on her. The saga cuts to the core of the special deal between the royal family and the media. As soon as information stops flowing from the palace to the journalists, things can turn nasty. Her return to public duties in June 2024 at Trooping the Colour marked a reset in relations between the couple and the media. But for William, it was a stark reminder that even he nor his family are immune from the devastating effects of media scrutiny. In an era where the line between public duty and private life is increasingly blurred, the relationship between Prince Harry, Prince William, and the modern media stands as a poignant testament to the complexities of royalty in the 21st century. From their earliest days under the intense scrutiny of the paparazzi to their current roles as advocates for mental health and global causes, the brothers have navigated the storm. The British throne has had to embrace the media with a level of acceptance and strategy unlike any other. Understanding the immense power of the media to influence public opinion, he has learned to use it as a tool for positive change. By engaging with the press and participating in public campaigns, he has highlighted vital issues that matter to him. William's willingness to share personal stories, like his struggles with grief and his commitment to mental wellness, has helped to humanise the royal family, bridging the gap between tradition and contemporary relevance.
There are times when, whoever we are, it is hard to cope with challenges. And when that happens, being open and honest and asking for help is life-changing.
Prince Harry, on the other hand, has taken a different path. His decision to step back from royal duties and openly discuss his struggles with the press reflects a desire to reclaim his narrative and protect his family from the relentless media spotlight. His journey has sparked important conversations about privacy, mental health, and the human cost of life in the public eye. Together, their stories illustrate a profound evolution. They are not just princes navigating the duties of their birthright, but individuals striving to carve out their own identities amidst the cacophony of modern media.